Okay.
No talking for a while. Yeah.
It's Tuesday, October 13th, and this is your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, bringing you all of today's headlines, including the latest on the Halloween debate in Milford and a woman pulled by neighbors from a burning car in New Canaan. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as many know, and we're excited later in the show to welcome the twins, Judy and Joy, who will be sharing some recipes and talking about their personal experience with breast cancer. AJ Simonowski is also going to be joining us and giving a look at today's weather as well as local sports, and Don Ang will, of course, have his look back on this day in history. But first, on to today's news. A New Canaan woman was trapped inside of a burning car on Valley Road before her neighbor pulled her to safety in time, despite not having a cell signal to call for immediate help. The fire, which started around 2:50 in the afternoon Monday from the car, sent a fireball across the street, scorching the earth in a radius around the crash site. The fire department, police department, and emergency medical services responded to the scene after the victim had been pulled out of the car. Firefighters Rob Patrone, Kevin Vitti, and Paul Wilson worked to pull out the flames as other members of the squad pumped water from the truck. The unnamed woman who pulled the victim, known as Lily, to safety said that the biggest issue they faced was that there was no cell service in the area to call for help. They said, "We had to drive our cars away from the wreck to try and find a signal." They said, "We went all over until we finally got a signal at the top of the hill." The heroic woman shared that there was another woman, Gina, that had first tried to pull the victim out, but to no avail. She said that's when adrenaline kicked in and she started calling the victim's name, and she thinks that rallied her, and she became more conscious and was able to get the door open and get her out. The accident, which took place just past the intersection of Thayer Drive and Valley Road, appeared to have occurred when the car hit a tree connecting at the right fender. Police Lieutenant James George said that it was still too early to tell what happened and that the accident was still under investigation. Emergency medical technician and Board of Education member Allison Badula was on the scene as part of the EMS. She said that Lily was on her way to Norwalk Hospital but could not speak to the victim's condition. Badula agreed with the unnamed woman's statement that the biggest problem with the whole affair was that there was not adequate cell service to reach EMS. And there are a lot more photos of that scene at ncadvertiser.com. The Trumbull Police Department is still looking for the man who allegedly assaulted a 9-year-old boy in the Twin Brooks Park area around noon Monday. The suspect, who was described as a 20-year-old white male with dark hair in a blue t-shirt and gray shorts, punched the boy in the stomach, kicked him in the knee, and tried to grab him, according to reports. The boy told police at the scene that he was riding his bike in the park with a young female, but the two had become separated briefly. According to the report, the boy led police to the area where the assault occurred, and that location was a parking lot near the East Pavilion. The boy said the male came at him, kicked him in the leg, and punched him in the stomach, according to police. The male reportedly tried to pin him to the ground but was unable to. The suspect then fled when the boy's young companion came over, and the two children then ran to find their parents, who were nearby. Police said that the boy did complain of leg pain after the assault and was evaluated on the scene by Trumbull EMS. Trumbull police sent several units to the area and was also assisted by a Stratford canine officer who tracked the area. No suspects or witnesses were located during the search of the surrounding streets. The Trumbull Police Department is now asking anyone who may have information related to this incident to please contact them at 203-261-3665. You can also check back to trumbulltimes.com for updates on that story. Well, intense community and media scrutiny has led to the reversal of a Milford School District decision to cancel Halloween parades in the elementary schools. However, Superintendent Dr. Elizabeth Fieser said the claim that Milford schools tried to cancel Halloween is irresponsible and, quote, the spreading of untruths by parents and members of the community is very disturbing. Costume controversy broke out this week when local parents protested the end of the traditional Halloween parades at Milford Elementary schools, the ones where costume children line up and march in and around their school during the day. But by the end of the day Monday, the parades had been reinstated. Milford's elementary school principals decided to stop holding the parades after getting complaints from some parents who felt the Halloween tradition conflicted with their religious or cultural principles. In a letter to parents, Superintendent Fieser said on Monday that the principals decided to focus on a different kind of Halloween event that would have taken pressure off students whose families are averse to the celebration. Fieser said in a letter to the community, and that's published on milfordmirror.com, that the thoughtful discussion centered on creating a Halloween celebration that would be inclusive of all children, would involve parents and perhaps the larger community, and would engage children in games, activities, and more. Ultimately, she said all 8 principals, with her support, chose to focus their energies on a family Halloween celebration and forego the 20-minute parade in the school. The thinking behind that decision was that a family event in the early evening would enable all who wanted to be part of the Halloween celebration to do so. Fieser went on to say that while careful and sensitive thought went into the decision to celebrate Halloween at a school PTA-sponsored event outside of the school day, there are those who, she said, unmercilessly attacked the decision, falsely accusing the Milford schools for banning Halloween. She went on to say, we've been accused of being un-American, of denying children participation in an American tradition, and that we should be ashamed. To read her full letter, you can visit milfordmirror.com. Well, 2 people are dead after police say a man shot his wife before turning the gun on himself in an apparent murder-suicide in Hartford. The Associated Press reports that the shootings happened in Hartford Monday afternoon in an apartment above Salcedo's Grocery. Investigators reported finding a 48-year-old man and his 38-year-old wife dead in the bedroom of a third-floor apartment. Their identities have not been released. Deputy Chief Brian Foley says 2 children lived in the apartment but were not present at the time. Police say it appears the man shot the woman with a shotgun. Both had wounds to their heads. There was a connection between the couple and the grocery store. Hartford Police Major Crimes Unit is investigating, and the medical examiner was also responding to that scene. Well, work is underway, and if you're watching us, you can see the New Canaan is making way for a new post office. The New Canaan Advertiser reports that on Monday, the 2 buildings located at 1826 Locust Avenue were demolished to make way for the new post office building, which is set to open in a year or so. You can get more on that story at ncadvertiser.com. Going to throw it over to AJ, who's joining me at the news desk today to get a look at today's weather. AJ, welcome.
My first day at the desk. I hope I do everybody proud. Currently 66 degrees here in Shelton, a little bit cloudy outside. Going to stay cloudy for the rest of the day. Chance of some showers this afternoon. I cannot say that. Chance of some showers. Never been able to get that right. Only about a 60% chance of some rain this afternoon, but hopefully it holds off tonight. Showers would be mainly before 9 p.m. Low going to get down to about 52. A little bit of a breeze, but nothing to be concerned about. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a high around 66. Low going to get down into the 40s for the rest of the week. So break out the hoodies again. It's starting to be snuggling weather. Thursday, high will get back to about 60. And Friday, unfortunately, a chance for some more rain. Kate, back over to you.
All right. Thanks, AJ. I didn't know you were such a snuggler, but, good to know.
Absolutely.
All
It's the best part of the fall.
All right, AJ. Well, thank you. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with Donald Dang, his look back on this day in history. AJ is going to give us a local sports update, and we have a lot more news coming up after this.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
Alliance. We are an industry leader in coordinating transportation for large events such as corporate road shows, conferences, and special events. Our team of experts understands the dynamics and logistics of high-pressure situations and complex arrangements, all within a rapidly changing environment. Since 1999, we have added charter jets, event management, and personal protection to our range of services. Mention this ad for $25 off your next round-trip reservation. Alliance and you. Together, we can achieve the extraordinary. 855-546-6996 or alliancelimo.com.
While the temperatures are cooling down, the fall bite is heating up. Albies, bonita, blackfish, alligator blues, and stripers are following the large schools of bait that are abundant in the Long Island Sound. If you love the New England coast during autumn, this is the time to be on the water. The latest from Shimano, Quantum, Avet, Hoagie, Phase 2 and more are in stock and ready to go at the dock shop. And don't mind those fall breezes with jackets, hats, gloves, and fleece from Grundens and Stormer. The dock shop will keep you warm and dry. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The dock shop, now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
It's time to come back to hometown banking, where people are taken into account, not just balances, where community comes first, a place where there's more than one kind of interest, where automation will never replace consideration, where they not only know your name, they know your dog's name too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
And we're back with this Tuesday edition of your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and I'm going to throw it over to Donald Dang right now for a look back on this day in history. Don, I hope it's not as heavy as yesterday was.
It's not as heavy as yesterday was. We have the world's most lovable stowaway today. We'll get to him in a second. We start off kind of on the heavy side, though. 54 A.D., or Roman Emperor Claudius poisoned and dies under mysterious circumstances. His 17-year-old stepson Nero succeeds him. 1307, hundreds of Knights Templar in France are simultaneously arrested by agents of Philip the Fair, later tortured into confessing heresy. Many of them were burned at the stake. By the way, the thought that this is the origin of the idea that Friday the 13th is an unlucky day, largely a 20th century creation. That's the end of the heavy stuff. 1773, the Whirlpool Galaxy discovered by Charles Messier. He was scanning the night sky for objects that could possibly confuse comet hunters, and he made note of what he called the Messier Nebula. Optics of the day limited his observations to a fuzzy blob. It wasn't until 1845 that astronomers could discern the spiral structure of the galaxy, and not until 1919 that Edwin Hubble discerned that it was actually a galaxy at all. Up until that point, they had thought that the Milky Way was all there was to the universe. 1812. During the War of 1812, at the Battle of Queenston Heights, U.S. forces are repulsed, and the invasion of Quebec is a failure. This is notable because it is the most famous campaign ever fought by General Stephen von Rensselaer. He would go on to found an engineering school that bears his name. And finally, in 1958, I think we might have an issue with the video, but
No, that's fine.
Video's
it's
good to go.
All right then. We saw this.
Mr. and Mrs. Brown first met Paddington on a railway station, which was how he came to have such an unusual name for a bear. They were waiting for their daughter Judy when Mr. Brown caught sight of him sitting on an old suitcase behind a pile of mailbags. As they drew near, he stood up and politely raised his hat. "Good afternoon," he said. "Can I help you?" "Well, no," said Mr. Brown. "We were wondering if we could help you." "You're a very small bear," said Mrs. Brown. "Where are you from?" "Darkest Peru," said the bear. "I'm not really supposed to be here at all. I'm a stowaway." Mr. and Mrs. Brown first met Paddington on a railway station, which was how he came to have such an unusual...
That, of course, 1958, October 13th, Paddington Bear, the classic character from English children's literature, makes his debut in A Bear Called Paddington. That's your look back in history, and I am Donald Ng.
There are a few bears cuter than Paddington Bear.
I can't think of Winnie the Pooh. Would that be?
I mean, Winnie the Pooh's cute, but something about that little rain slicker just gets me every time.
The rain slicker. Okay, it's the rain slicker. Then you don't like the red shirt that says Pooh on it and and the honey stains.
It's a little different, but thanks so much, Don. Appreciate it. Now, before we throw it over to AJ for a look at high school sports, going to get back to a little more news this morning. A New York woman wants a jury to hold her 8-year-old nephew accountable for his youthful exuberance during his birthday party. The Connecticut Post reports that Jennifer Connell claims the boy, Sean Tarala of Westport, acted unreasonably when he leaped into her arms, causing her to fall on the ground and break her wrist 4 years ago. This week, Connell is asking a 6-member Superior Court jury in Bridgeport to find the boy liable for his actions. She is seeking $127,000 from the boy, who she described as always being very loving and sensitive toward her. The boy is the only defendant in the case, and in court Friday, he's now 12 years old, appeared confused, according to the Connecticut Post, as he sat with his father, Michael Tarala, in the Main Street courtroom. The boy's mother, Lisa Tarala, died last year. On the witness stand before Judge Edward Stodelink, the 54-year-old Connell, a human resources manager in Manhattan, testified that she loves Sean, but believes he should be held accountable for her injury. On March 18, 2011, Connell, who has no children of her own, arrived at the Tarella home at 25 Woods Grove Road to attend Sean's birthday party. But when he spotted Connell, he dropped his new bicycle on the ground, exclaiming, Auntie Jen, and all of a sudden, she said, he was there in the air, I tried to catch him, and we tumbled onto the ground. Connell testified of her encounter with the 50-pound boy. She said that her life has been turned upside down as a result of the injury. She said, quote, I live in Manhattan in a third-floor walk-up, so it has been very difficult, and we all know how crowded it is in Manhattan. And then there is the damage and injury she has done to her social life, she said, reportedly saying, I was at a party recently and it was difficult to hold my hors d'oeuvre plate. The injuries, losses, and harms to the plaintiff were caused by negligence and carelessness of the minor defendant, in that a reasonable 8 years old under those circumstances would know or should have known that a forceful greeting such as the one delivered by the defendant to the plaintiff could cause the harms and losses suffered, the lawsuit claims. There's more on that story at ConnecticutPost.com. A little unbelievable, AJ, but now I'm going to throw it over to you for a look at high school sports.
So I shouldn't tackle you as I come into the studio tomorrow morning?
AJ!
Yeah, that probably wouldn't end well for either of us.
No.
But thank you, Kate. Good morning again, everybody. An abbreviated schedule in local sports yesterday. We'll start with some boys soccer. Bridgeport Central and Trumbull played to a 2-2 draw. Scoring for Central were Akeem Mitchell and Ronaldo Beckett, while Paul Costa and Aaron Lara had the goals for the Trumbull Eagles. Elsewhere, Staples and New Canaan played to a 0-0 draw. Ludlow topped Norwalk 1-0 in a game that you saw here on the HAN Network. Myself, Eric Gendron, and Rob Adams on the call. Ludlow's goal was scored by Tulio Almeida. Elsewhere in soccer, Ward topped McMahon 3-2. Darien over St. Joe's 1-0. Ridgefield over West Hill also 1-0. Wilton topped Stamford 3-2, and Greenwich beat Trinity 2-1. Only one game in girls soccer where Ridgefield beat Danbury 4-0. And finally, only one game in field hockey as well. West Hill over St. Joe's also 2-1. A lot of sports going on today. Girls sports as far as the eye can see. We'll start with some girls soccer. Greenwich heads to Trinity. Trumbull takes on Bridgeport Central. Ridgefield at West Hill. New Canaan plays Staples. McMahon takes on Ward. Darien heads to St. Joe's. Stamford takes on Wilton. And Ludlow takes on Norwalk. To field hockey, 3 games on the slate for us this afternoon. Danbury takes on Ridgefield. Darien heads to McMahon. And Staples takes on Ward. A lot of volleyball happening as well. Trumbull heads to Norwalk. Ludlow takes on Staples. Greenwich heads up to Ward. Stamford plays West Hill. Trinity Catholic takes on Bridgeport Central. Ridgefield comes down to New Canaan. McMahon heads up to St. Joe's. And Danbury heads to Wilton. A couple of cross-country meets on the schedule as well. Wilton, Ludlow, and Stamford will all head to Greenwich. Trinity Catholic, West Hill, Norwalk, Bridgeport, and Bridgeport Central will head to New Canaan in a meet that you will see here live on the HAN network. No idea what that's going to look like, but it should be fun. Ridgefield, Darien, and McMahon will all head to Staples. Danbury, Ward, and St. Joe's will head up to Trumbull. And we have one girls swimming and diving meet. Ludlow and Ward will head to Wilton, with the diving taking place in New Canaan. With your Nutmeg Sports Update, I'm AJ. Kate, back over to you.
Thanks, AJ. I always like your little flair when you fill in.
I do my best.
You do your best. All right. Well, getting back to some more news today. A man allegedly threatened to shoot up a Wallingford CVS if the pharmacist did not give him all the OxyContin in the shop. He then fled with more than 1,000 pills, according to police. NBC Connecticut reports that when police responded to the CVS pharmacy located at North Colony Road around 7:50 in the evening on Monday, they initially thought a shoplifter took the medication. However, as the details emerged, they realized this was a robbery and that hundreds of pills had been stolen. They said a man walked up to the pharmacy counter and handed one of the pharmacists a note demanding all the oxys or he would shoot up the store. The pharmacist gave the man more than 1,000 OxyContin pills of varying strengths. Police believe he got into a car that another person was waiting in and drove away. No employees or customers were injured during the robbery, and while the man implied he had a gun, he did not pull one on the staff. The man had a beard and was wearing sunglasses and a black hooded jacket with what appeared to be a North Face emblem. Police asked anyone with information about the robbery to call 203-294-2845. Well, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, the New England District, is proposing maintenance dredging of portions of the Milford Harbor Federal Navigation Project in Milford. The proposed work involves removing about 14,000 cubic yards of sandy material from portions of the 10-foot deep entrance channel in Milford Harbor. According to them, natural shoaling processes and storm events have reduced available depths in the 10-foot deep entrance channel in Milford Harbor to as shallow as less than 1 foot, meaning lower water. And there's a lot more on that story at milfordmirror.com. Going to throw it over to AJ for another look at today's weather. AJ?
Thanks again, Kate. The forecast has lessened significantly in the last 10 minutes. Showers now appearing likely. 60% chance still in effect, but the little graphic on the National Weather Service has changed from a cloudy one to a rainy one. Currently 68 degrees here in Shelton. Outlook for the rest of the week, much the same. Chance of showers also in effect for New Canaan, where, as I said in our Nutmeg Sports Update, we will be this afternoon at Waveney Park for a cross-country meet. Currently 66 degrees there. Precipitation chance 40%. Let's hope it holds off. Kate, back over to you.
All right. Thanks, AJ. We're going to take another quick break, recap some of our top stories when we get back on your coffee break after this.
Back to school means back to busy, and Stewart's Market can save you precious time by stocking all of your favorite essentials under one roof. For a healthy start to school, we have all the ingredients. Walter Stewart's, your family-owned fresh local market, 229 Elm Street and at stewartsmarket.com.
Tired of all the bull? Relax and enjoy the experience of buying a car at Panby Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram. No bull allowed.
Kycote Rockefeller Estate is Westchester County's top cultural attraction and is now open for the season. Don't miss out. Go online to hudsonvalley.org to plan your visit. Take a drive out to beautiful Sleepy Hollow, New York, and enjoy Kycote's stunning architecture, breathtaking gardens, expansive art galleries, and commanding Hudson River views. From world-class art by Picasso and Warhol to expertly tended gardens, there's something for everyone. Kycote Rockefeller Estate, a National Trust for Historic Preservation Landmark.
Have no fear. HAN Network's Fast Frights movie contest is here. Can your film make the cut? Submit your 3-minute scary movie today for a chance to win a DJI Phantom 3 drone, sponsored by Milford Photo. The only thing to fear is missing the deadline.
And we're back on this Tuesday edition of Your Coffee Break. I'm Kate Czaplinski, bringing you today's headlines. And of course, later in the show, as we said, we're going to be joined by the twins, Judy and Joy. We're going to be talking about their personal experience with breast cancer and some of the ways that's changed their cooking and trying to eat healthier. But first, getting back to some news today, the third annual Vicky Soto 5K is scheduled for Saturday, November 7th at 595 Main Street in Stratford. Bib and packet pickup for that event will be held Wednesday, November 4th and Thursday, November 5th from 5 to 8 at Stanziel's Restaurant in Stratford. Special surprises this year in honor of Vicky's 30th birthday are expected. All proceeds from the benefit will go to the Vicky Soto Memorial Fund, which is a 501c3 charitable organization. The Vicky Soto Memorial Fund was established in honor of Vicky and her passion for education. To date, they have awarded over $20,000 in educational scholarships to students pursuing a career in the field of education. And in Darien, the Norotan Volunteer Fire Department has placed in service a new pumper, Engine 31. The new truck is a state-of-the-art fire apparatus and is the newest in-service pumper since Norotan purchased Engine 32, a combination rescue pumper, in 2002. Engine 31 was purchased custom-built by Marion Body Works in Marion, Wisconsin. Over the course of 3+ years, according to the Darien Times, a group of 7 volunteers have worked tirelessly to draft specifications, visit new fire truck deliveries across Fairfield and Westchester counties, and review drawings and bid specifications before awarding the work to Marion. Some of the unique features of Engine 31 include its 6-man cab fully equipped with safety features such as harness belts and airbags. The truck carries 650 gallons of water, 2,000 feet of supply hose from fire hydrants to fire locations, and can pump up to 1,500 gallons of water per minute. The Norotan Fire Department will host an open house for the public this Sunday, October 18th, noon to 2 p.m. to christen Engine 31 and show the new truck off to the community. Well, recapping some of our top stories today, a New Canaan woman was trapped inside of a burning car on Valley Road before her neighbor pulled her to safety in time despite not having a cell signal to call for help. The fire, which started around 2:50 in the afternoon on Monday, started in the car and sent a fireball across the street, scorching the earth in a radius around the crash site. The fire department and emergency medical services responded to the scene after the victim had been pulled out of the car. Firefighters Rob Patrone, Kevin Vitti, and Paul Wilson worked to put out the flames as other members of the squad pumped water from the truck. The unnamed woman who pulled the victim, known only as Lily, to safety, said that the biggest issue they faced was that there was no cell service in the area. She said they had to drive their cars away from the wreck and try to find a signal. They went all over until they finally found a signal at the top of a hill. The heroic woman shared that there was also another woman, Gina, that had first tried to pull the victim out, but to no avail. They eventually were able to get the door open and get her out. The accident, which took place just past the intersection of Thayer Drive and Valley Road, appeared to have occurred when the car hit a tree, connecting at the right fender. Police Lieutenant James George said that it was still too early to tell what happened and that the accident was under investigation. Emergency medical technician and Board of Education member Allison Badula was on the scene as part of the EMS. She said that Lily was on her way to Norwalk Hospital, but she couldn't speak to the victim's condition. Badula agreed with the unnamed woman's statement that the biggest problem with the whole affair was that there was not adequate cell service to reach EMS. Well, the Trumbull Police Department is still looking for a man who allegedly assaulted a 9-year-old boy in the Twin Brooks Park area around noon on Monday, October 12th. The suspect, who was described as a 20-year-old white male with dark hair in a blue t-shirt and gray shorts, allegedly punched the boy in the stomach, kicked him in the knee, and tried to grab him. The boy told the police at the scene that he was riding his bike in the park with a young friend, but that the two had become separated briefly. According to the report, the boy led police to the area where the assault occurred, and that location was a parking lot near the East Pavilion. Police said the boy said the male came at him, kicked him in the leg, and punched him in the stomach. The male reportedly tried to pin him to the ground, but was unable to. The suspect fled when the boy's young companion came over, and the two children then ran to find their parents, who were nearby. Police said that the boy did complain of leg pain after the assault and was evaluated on the scene by Trumbull EMS. Trumbull police sent several units to the area and were also assisted by a Stratford canine officer who helped track the area. No suspects or witnesses were located during the search of the park and surrounding streets. The Trumbull Police Department is asking anyone who may have information related to this incident to please contact them at 203-261-3665. And for updates on that story, check back to TrumbullTimes.com. Well, intense community and media scrutiny has led to the reversal of a Milford School District decision to cancel Halloween parades in the elementary schools. However, Superintendent Dr. Elizabeth Fieser says the claim that Milford schools tried to cancel Halloween altogether is irresponsible and, quote, the spreading of untruths by parents and members of the community is very disturbing, she said. Costume controversy broke out this week when local parents protested the end of the traditional Halloween parades at Milford elementary schools, the ones where costume children line up and march around their school during the day. But by the end of the day Monday, the parades had been reinstated. There's a lot more on that story at milfordmirror.com. Going to throw it over to AJ for one last look at today's weather. AJ.
Still wish I had better news for us, Kate, but unfortunately, at least here in Shelton, it looks like it's going to rain. Currently 68 degrees outside, chance of showers about 60%. Low tonight around 52. Another, still some more chance of showers, going to be cloudy into tomorrow, but tomorrow partly sunny with some clouds hanging around. Shouldn't be too bad for us. Thursday sunny, Friday yet another chance of showers. Kate?
All right. Thanks, AJ. Well, make sure you stay tuned because in just a bit, we're going to be joined by the twins, Judy and Joy. They're going to be talking about their personal experience with breast cancer and sharing some of their healthy recipes that they've adopted since then. So that is coming up on your coffee break after this.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
Alliance. We are an industry leader in coordinating transportation for large events such as corporate road shows, conferences, and special events. Our team of experts understands the dynamics and logistics of high-pressure situations and complex arrangements, all within a rapidly changing environment. Since 1999, we have added charter jets, event management, and personal protection to our range of services. Mention this ad for $25 off your next round-trip reservation. Alliance and you. Together, we can achieve the extraordinary. 855-546-6996 or alliancelimo.com.
While the temperatures are cooling down, the fall bite is heating up. Albies, bonita, blackfish, alligator blues, and stripers are following the large schools of bait that are abundant in the Long Island Sound. If you love the New England coast during autumn, this is the time to be on the water. The latest from Shimano, Quantum, Avet, Hoagie, Phase 2 and more are in stock and ready to go at the dock shop. And don't mind those fall breezes with jackets, hats, gloves, and fleece from Grundon's and Stormer. The dock shop will keep you warm and dry. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The dock shop, now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
It's time to come back to hometown banking, where people are taken into account, not just balances. Where community comes first. A place where there's more than one kind of interest. Where automation will never replace consideration. Where they not only know your name, they know your dog's name too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
We're back on this special edition of your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and so excited to welcome now the twins, Judy and Joy, who have been on the HAN Network before on Patty Gay's Stir Crazy Show. But ladies, we're happy to have you on Coffee Break.
Well, yes, we're so excited to be here.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Our new set. You like it?
Love
it's not
it.
bad, right?
Gorgeous.
All right, ladies. Well, you're here for a very special reason. As everyone can see, you're decked out looking beautiful in pink.
Thank you.
But Breast Cancer Awareness Month is a cause close to your heart. You both are identical twins. But tell us how this affected your lives personally.
Well, should I start at the beginning?
Please.
Let's start at the very beginning.
It's a good place to start.
No, I'm laughing now. Let's see.
It's hard to be me sometimes.
On September 11th, I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. And the first thing Joy said was, you know what? It's already a sad day for our country. And now personally for our family. So
why have 2 days?
Why have 2 days? So I did have to do 4 months of chemotherapy and radiation, and I did lose my hair, and which was a hard thing because we did want to keep working, correct?
We thought we could.
Yeah, we thought we would keep working, and you know, how could you lose your hair when you're doing TV? And I wanted to look like Joy.
Right.
So,
well, there was a solution for that. I mean, you know, she did get a wig, and we've got, you know, a great wig lady for all of you people out there. It's Lucinda's Hair and Wigs. She will take care of you. She's kind and compassionate. She takes insurance.
And actually, this is it.
Oh my God, it's fabulous.
I know, thank you. But
it's fabulous.
But the problem was too, though, Judy, with the chemotherapy. You know, when it was flu season, it wasn't good.
Had to be so careful.
I can't see
Well,
her.
that's why I said you have to stand over here.
Put yours closer.
Okay.
Well, Joy, what is that like? You know, you guys obviously share everything. You're identical twins. So, what is that experience like when you find that out?
You know, yeah. Everybody's asking me that.
Do you feel the pain do you feel it?
Yeah, you know, and I've been chastised for my answer, actually, this entire month.
It's okay, sissy.
You be honest. That's what we like.
You know, I just have to say that after I dealt with it myself in my own heart, devastatingly, I just went into caretaker mode for her. I didn't think about me. And the next question everybody says is, I was very tired, though. So that I do have a message for caretakers, and she has a message for the survivors as well. We'll get to that after. But where'd I leave off?
You're asking me.
Oh, geez.
I'm the one with the
Chemo brain.
Plus menopause, perfect storm.
Oh, I know. But the question I'm not in menopause. I'm too young for that. Everybody would ask, were you worried about yourself being, you know, our DNA is the same, about myself getting breast cancer? And I never thought of it then. But that does seem to be the popular question. It has crossed my mind.
Of course.
It has crossed my mind. But after I knew she was safe and we were and on our way again.
With treatment.
Right. Yes. Right.
And so it's amazing. You ladies are so active. You're so busy. You do so much as culinary experts, authors.
Yes.
So how do you keep that going? Like you said, when you're experiencing the chemo and you're going through it, I mean, how did you do it?
Well, you know what? This is the other part of the story. When you're going through chemotherapy, you're supposed to be eating very healthy. And they want you to have salads and greens, and everybody talks about juicing and the Vitamix and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't want that. I wanted all of the recipes from my mom, my childhood. So after a while, I realized that I was feeding my soul, and then I was going to feed my body. So Joy and I had to go back into the kitchen. Right, Joy? And actually what she did was she pulled the couch into the kitchen because I had to lay down.
Just pushed it up right in front of the stove.
Right in front of the stove. And we kind of redid all of the Italian traditions from our mom. And
that you were craving.
That I was craving, healthier.
And that's how our cookbook was born. That's how the first cookbook.
I don't even think we knew what we were doing in the beginning, creating this wonderful cookbook.
Right.
Right?
Yep. And I think we did it. It was hard, but we did it.
Yeah.
What are some of the recipes, just as an example? What did you kind of change around and make healthier?
Okay, so what I wanted was spaghetti and meatballs, lasagna, all the Parmigianas, and let's see, the lasagna soup. We did, instead of using canned, we used fresh tomatoes. Instead of using regular sausage that is so full of fat and not good for you, we used a tiny bit of turkey sausage.
Turkey or chicken, just and half the amount, of course, and it's just delicious. It came out perfect.
Absolutely delicious. And I think, I don't have it right here in front of me, but I think the calorie content came in maybe 300 to 400 calories less per serving.
Wow.
Yes.
It's a big difference.
It's a big difference.
And it's a very rich Italian community in this area. This is where you ladies are from, Fairfield County. So this has got to be popular with people because we all want those comfort foods.
Don't you think?
But it's nice to have them a little bit healthier, you know?
And you know what also, I tell women, when they're first diagnosed, they're a little, we're foggy. We're kind of
scared.
Like living in that, I'm looking at my life from the outside in.
It's like surreal.
Right. Yeah. You kind of like go into, I don't know, it's just
a different place.
Yeah, a different place. And they can't really hear you when you're saying and giving them all those directions on eat this, eat that, eat this, eat that. Well, what is it? And I'm even in the food business. I was so confused. So Joy and I are trying to teach these women simple changes first.
Right.
Simple, healthy changes first before you go into the chia seeds, before you go into the kale, or, one thing at a time.
Right.
And so have you been reaching out to a lot of women with breast cancer
We have.
since this has happened in your own life?
We have.
And what's the response been from them?
Kate, that wasn't our direction at first, but somebody is taking us there. Something keeps pointing us in this direction,
Yes,
and that's what we're doing.
Sissy, if I may.
Yes.
I wasn't sure for the first couple of years that that's what I wanted. I wanted out.
She didn't want to talk about cancer at all.
I didn't want to talk about it. I wouldn't want to do anything, but something just keeps pulling us back.
Right.
So,
and we do reach a lot of women, and we do have a lot of information as we move forward. And as Judy said, when you're first diagnosed, you're completely confused. Like, a wig? Where the heck do I get what is it? And that's what we experienced.
Yes.
So we do want to share and try to make that process easier because you are very confused. You're sad. Your family doesn't know where to turn.
Right.
So, yes, we want to help you. We can help you.
Right. And there's a joy in food, which I'm sure you guys agree, that can kind of bring joy back to your life.
Oh,
right?
definitely. Everything centers around the table. And, well, especially in our house, and I hope in everybody else's house. Or we're going to try to bring that back.
I think so. And also, Kate, and the Italian families, or probably any families, a lot of big decisions are made around that. Am I right?
That's
around
a good
that
point.
kitchen table.
You're Very good point. Yes.
Right.
And of course, most important question: how is your health now? How are you doing?
My health is good now. Although I do have to say, living after the diagnosis it gets easier with time. Is Mommy listening?
No.
Okay. I have had a scare every single year since my diagnosis. I just keep getting a lump. I find a lump, I find a water bubble, I find something, and then you go through the whole thing for the whole day, for the whole week, or whatever. It's just, it's ridiculous. Actually, my baby sister doesn't even know. We didn't even tell her. Is she listening?
Well, she knows now.
She knows now. Sorry, Sissy.
But you're being honest, so that must just bring you back there every year when you have that scare to that moment.
It brings me back.
Right.
Every single year, I seem to find it every October, right? As we approach Breast Cancer Month.
That's your mammogram month,
It's
right?
my mammogram month. Also,
Your message?
I do have something important to say,
Please.
Kate. I don't think I told you the most important part. I was a year and a half late on my mammogram.
There you go.
Now, Kate, I can't even make up a story. I can't even tell you what I was doing. I was doing a lot of
Nothing.
Right.
A lot of lunching with Joy, a lot of TV.
But see, that's what most women do.
We're
Exactly.
working. I'm taking care of the family. I'm running home to make dinner, and I just kept going. Tomorrow.
I'll go.
Tomorrow. Yes.
But
tomorrow.
the
Cannot
outcome,
do that.
the outcome of that, of course, is the breast cancer. But even worse than that, which Judy has said so many times, is looking into your family's eyes and the kids and tell them, I'm a year and a half late, and her children saying to her, Mommy, are you kidding? You know, because it's a family disease. I mean, everybody suffered the whole year. So
Yes, that was the hardest thing, looking at my mom, like Joy just said, and my youngest
children.
boy. My youngest boy actually got mad at me for a couple days.
Well, I don't blame him.
I mean,
Those
he ended
emotions,
up
you don't know what to do with it. You know, and it
I mean,
turns
and
to anger or
that's
sadness.
what hurt me most. And not only that, Joy, remember, it was our niece, our younger sister's daughter, her wedding. And it was like, you know, it was, I was so angry at my body or whatever, or angry at myself for being
At
late.
yourself.
It was her year, not mine, right? That's the first thing I said. I was so mad.
Right.
And you know what, Kate? Also, am I talking too much? You're looking at me from the corner of
Kinda.
your eye, Joy.
No, please, keep going.
No, not you, her. Also, I lost
Your
my
story.
I lost my thought.
She does that a lot. That's her chemo brain. But anyway, which is a real thing, chemo brain.
It is.
But I think she uses it as an excuse
No,
sometimes.
Sissy, we don't really.
How about, well, tell the ladies your message. Of course, early detection, go out and get your mammograms. We have so many friends that haven't even been
Right.
at all.
Excuse me. I remember what I was going to say.
Yes, go ahead.
Kate,
Yes.
I thought I was the healthiest person ever. I exercised. We don't have a history of breast cancer. And I thought I ate well. I watched my fats. I go to the gym all the time.
You were the healthiest, sickest person around.
Healthiest, sickest person around. Now, looking back, Joy and I are now studying for a certification in health and wellness.
That's great.
So as we learn, I keep going, oh my God, now I know why. Nutrition is so important, which is my second message. Sorry.
Yeah, it is. It really, I know, it really is. You don't realize we really are what we eat.
Right.
We don't have to wait till we get sick. Maybe we can fight it off a little bit, right? Because an inflamed body, which is inflamed by the wrong foods, white flour and sugar, as we know, once your body is inflamed, you can't fight off disease.
No, and you know what else, Joy, what I realized? And Kate, I was not eating enough fat. I wasn't eating enough of the healthy fats, which is also so important. So here I am going to the gym, working so hard, and oh my God, you look fabulous on the inside. I was sick on the inside.
Right.
Just ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah. So that's another message. I also think that every woman needs to go to a nutritionist. Joy, tell that story.
I know. I'm just such on the bandwagon with that. I mean,
but
Judy and I
why
can
go
help.
to a nutritionist?
Well,
to have the levels checked.
You don't know what's going on inside.
Right.
I mean, Kate, not to put you on the spot, but you probably don't know what your D or B levels are.
No, I had no idea.
No, and then going for regular blood tests from the doctor. They do not check women's hormone levels or vitamin levels.
Right. And that's what we need.
And that's what we need. Because I think that maybe had I done that,
right,
I would have known what I was deficient in. My body would have been stronger, and it
you
could have fought off the disease
a little bit better, right?
And that's fascinating, and I think that is a whole movement happening now. Kind of food is medicine, food to prevent.
I love that. Yes,
and it seems, and I love that you guys are, into that now,
Oh,
working
so
toward
into it.
that.
Right.
Yes.
And it's really great. And I think, like you said about the mammograms, obviously we know now so many young women as well, more than
So
ever, getting
many.
breast cancer.
Oh, my
So it's
goodness.
important to go, as early as you can.
Yes.
Right.
It's just, and I know you had a message for caretakers. What did you want to say, Joy, to caretakers?
Oh, yeah, because everybody's asking me that question as well because it's Breast Cancer Month. It's was hard for me, but of course, I didn't care about me. It's harder for the survivor. However, being the caretaker, you do have to take care of yourself because then I couldn't take care of her.
Did you take care of yourself, Sissy?
I did enough.
You did?
I did enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
I often wondered what you did that week that I was sick with chemo. What did you do every day?
Yeah, because she wasn't good the first week, and then we would go out the second week.
What did you do that week? I never asked.
I had a lot of time. I couldn't even talk to her. She didn't even call me. It was kind of weird. I mean, because she's my best friend and my business partner, and
She texts me now at like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. First thing, I'm up making coffee.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah, I know, but because
we're so close.
Yeah, but
or
we have a
were-
deadline. We have something that we have to do that day.
Yeah, so what did you do that whole week? You're not saying.
I don't even remember. I don't know. Probably just catching up with my own family or, so that I can be prepared for the following week.
Right.
Yeah.
Trying to stay busy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So we survived. Here we are.
Yeah.
But that's an important message, taking care of yourself.
Yes.
Even when you're a caretaker.
Yes.
And also taking care of yourself, not putting off mammograms,
Right.
going and trying to, early detection is so key.
Yes.
And of course, when we come back from this break, we're going to talk about the eating healthy. I know you guys brought some treats with you.
Yeah, a few things to show you.
Yeah, so we're excited about that. So we're going to take a quick break and come back with way more with the twins, Judy and Joy, who are amazing. You can feel the love here. And we're going to take a break and be back after this.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark Building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
Alliance. We are an industry leader in coordinating transportation for large events such as corporate road shows, conferences, and special events. Our team of experts understands the dynamics and logistics of high-pressure situations and complex arrangements, all within a rapidly changing environment. Since 1999, we have added charter jets, event management, and personal protection to our range of services. Mention this ad for $25 off your next round-trip reservation. Alliance and you. Together, we can achieve the extraordinary. 855-546-6996 or alliancelimo.com.
While the temperatures are cooling down, the fall bite is heating up. Albies, bonita, blackfish, alligator blues, and stripers are following the large schools of bait that are abundant in the Long Island Sound. If you love the New England coast during autumn, this is the time to be on the water. The latest from Shimano, Quantum, Avet, Hoagie, Phase 2 and more are in stock and ready to go at the dock shop. And don't mind those fall breezes with jackets, hats, gloves, and fleece from Grundon's and Stormer. The dock shop will keep you warm and dry. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The dock shop, now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
It's time to come back to hometown banking, where people are taken into account, not just balances, where community comes first, a place where there's more than one kind of interest, where automation will never replace consideration, where they not only know your name, they know your dog's name too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
Back to school means back to busy, and Stewart's Market can save you precious time by stocking all of your favorite essentials under one roof. For a healthy start to school, we have all the ingredients. Walter Stewart's, your family-owned fresh local market, 229 Elm Street and at stewartsmarket.com.
Tired of all the bull? Relax and enjoy the experience of buying a car at Panby Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram. No bull allowed.
Kycote Rockefeller Estate is Westchester County's top cultural attraction and is now open for the season. Don't miss out. Go online to hudsonvalley.org to plan your visit. Take a drive out to beautiful Sleepy Hollow, New York, and enjoy Kycote's stunning architecture, breathtaking gardens, expansive art galleries, and commanding Hudson River views. From world-class art by Picasso and Warhol to expertly tended gardens, there's something for everyone. Kycote Rockefeller Estate, a National Trust for Historic Preservation Landmark.
Have no fear. HAN Network's Fast Frights movie contest is here. Can your film make the cut? Submit your 3-minute scary movie today for a chance to win a DJI Phantom 3 drone. Sponsored by Milford Photo. The only thing to fear is missing the deadline.
And we're back live on your coffee break on the HAN Network. Kate Czaplinski, and I'm joined again by the twins, Judy and Joy. And as you can see, they've brought us some special treats. Ladies, what do we have in front of us?
We kind of tried to keep it pink for,
Of course.
You think?
for breast cancer. This is just a simple hydrating drink. We've just used coconut water and pureed fresh strawberries. You could use raspberries. Of course, any of the berries are full of antioxidants. We know the coconut water is so hydrating.
Yes.
How about a little taste?
I would love to taste
a little
this.
sweetener.
Are you guys going to share? This one's just for me.
Yes, we'll share.
I'm so thirsty. I'm glad.
Oh my gosh, that's delicious. That tastes just very fresh.
Just simple.
Doesn't it?
Yes.
Just
I
simple
think
and
it's
plain.
wonderful, and it's a great choice to even give the children. Why do they have to have soda?
Yeah.
I know,
think
or
Or even,
those sugary
store
lemonades.
fruit juices. You know,
Right,
this
sure.
Right.
that's
Good.
delicious.
I'm glad you like it.
I love it.
Okay, you don't have to drink yours, Jude, because it looks pretty over here. Of course. And another food, as Judy said too, we have to make simple changes for the women,
Right.
a little bit at a time. A chia seed, but just like even I said, what the heck is a chia seed? Well, this is a chia seed. It kind of looks like a little poppy seed. It's actually in the mint family, but
Doesn't taste like mint.
no, but when it's combined with a liquid, it expands. So it actually expands in your stomach and makes you feel fuller. It's
Hydrating also, though.
very, very hydrated because everything clings.
Yes. Right.
So here we've just made a little parfait,
Beautiful.
but we'll go with a coconut yogurt. Dairy is not good for anybody. Certainly not good
No,
for a
not
breast
for
cancer
cancer,
patient. Right. We've also made a chia seed jam. If you can see that we've layered here, which is simple. The recipes will be up on our Facebook
Beautiful.
page. And then just topped it with a little bit of coconut and fresh almond that we ground up.
Oh my
Want
goodness.
taste?
Yes. And the
Yes.
presentation, I have to say, ladies, is quite impressive.
Want to taste it?
Yeah, it's okay. You taste it. You worked so hard.
Okay.
Oh, that's so delicious.
You could get that all over your face when
Yes.
on camera.
Well, thank you, because you know what? I am a little hungry.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Honestly, I
isn't it?
love the idea of the coconut. That's so refreshing and delicious.
Yes.
Jude, what else did you have in the topping? The coconut, the ground almonds. What else? Dates.
Oh, yeah. Dates. Right.
Actually,
The
I'm going to
dates.
hold on to this and keep
Yes,
this
go
over
ahead,
by me.
please.
Yeah,
That's
eat
why
it.
we brought
I was
it.
going to give it back, but then I decided against
Okay.
it.
And maybe we'll let the guys have a little taste.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe we'll share.
We'll share. So, ladies, these obviously some thinking pink. What other recipes do you have in the cookbook that you're excited about?
Let's see. We're going to add a few more. We're going to come out with another edition. We're going to keep some
Great.
of those Italian favorites.
Right.
We're going to add a few more.
We can't seem to get away from the Italian favorites.
Well, of
I
course.
know. I
Your
know.
roots.
I know, but we'd like to expand a little
yeah.
bit, but we seem to always go back to that.
The roots.
The roots.
Yeah.
Definitely the roots. What do you, you know what? We're not going to share too many. You're
Sure,
going
you
to
got
have
to keep them secret.
No, but we want everybody out there to know that they can join us on Facebook,
Right.
and Twitter, and Instagram. Twins, Judy and Joy. We'll be running all over. As a matter of fact, Kate, I don't even know if we told you, but we are filming on Thursday with Dr. Oz.
That's so exciting.
if you-
Congratulations.
we are doing something healthy. We'll keep it a surprise. It's
Oh,
a little
that's
different than what
great.
we would do, or it's a different segment, I should say.
Still healthy.
Yeah, it's still healthy, and they've asked us to put our healthy twist on something, which we did. So we're so excited to see him.
Oh, that's incredible. And I have to say, you guys are a great follow on social media because you're lots of fun. Just like everyone can see in these interviews, they are a blast. And you give a lot of great recipes and information, too.
I hope so.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How about you, Kate? What are your little healthy changes or your little
Well,
go-to
I
foods?
have learned more about chia seeds recently. I've also been trying to do some of the fruit smoothies and juices. I do have a juicer, try to do some of that.
Right.
Yes. Some carrots in there, some spinach, all that good stuff. Just little changes.
Just
you know?
little
That's
changes.
okay.
A
That's
little
fine.
at a time.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But
Vegetables
I'm going
are
to get
a
more
little-
tips from you guys.
Oh, here's another one. Vegetables are, I'm flailing my Italian hands. I'm hitting the microphone. I'm hitting. You have to watch your smoothies. You have to watch the fruit. Yeah,
Yes.
not too much. You can
little
kind of
bit,
balance
right?
it off, and you won't taste that spinach that you're putting in there. Sissy, if you cross my path one more time, and I can't
She's
see
a
her
camera hug.
beautiful face or my own face.
Well, that's why I said stand over here, because you always have to hug the camera.
I know.
I love these too.
Just put a little bit of greens inside there with that fruit.
Right.
Okay.
Definitely. No,
Cut
I
the sugar.
appreciate the tips. That's what everyone's aiming to do. We're all trying to be healthier.
Yes.
And I love that you guys have all these great tips for us. It's incredible.
We're happy to share them. Yes.
Thank you.
So again, tell people how they can find you on social media, website. What is it?
Yes, twinsjudyandjoy.com is our website, and we'll probably have these recipes up. But we do post a lot, and we're very active. It's me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Right, or
Twins
all-
Judy and Joy, Judy and Joy, whatever, you can find us.
Right.
Yes.
Well, ladies, thank you for sharing such a personal story. And you're really going to change lives with it. So it's amazing that you're sharing it.
I
Thank
hope
you.
so. I don't want women to be afraid out there.
Right.
You don't have to be.
Well, it's an incredible story, and I'm so grateful you guys stopped by the HAN Network. That's going to do it for this special edition of your coffee break. As we said, definitely start following the Twins, Judy and Joy, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.